Hi there, this is Shravan Mukka, a business transformation consultant by profession and an entrepreneur from heart. This module is all about different departments or verticals which actually make the whole process run. Every department or vertical is unique and all of them are interdependent. One important aspect of this analysis is it will give clarity on what each individual stakeholder will be doing, how they will get rewarded, how many such teams are needed, etc. Org structure is so strong that if properly designed, no matter how big the company is aiming to expand, this will remain same as rock solid and gives the much needed support to the operations. A fair and thorough framework prepares the company ready for further steps in reaching the target destination. Please understand that this is an exhaustive workshop and the key to the successful workshop is only execution of the tasks. And unfortunately, there are no shortcuts for this. I don't have any hesitation to repeat this as I want you to put this deeply fix into your mind that business transformation workshop is an exhaustive workshop and you will definitely get the results, but with consistent execution of tasks given. So execute the tasks. It's the only key for success. Whether it's one task or multiple, the execution of tasks is mandatory. Now, let's start the workshop with a simple basic question. Assume you have 8 friends and all of you have decided to have a potluck and you were requested to lead this program. I believe you know potluck is a party where each of the guests contributes a dish. Don't worry, I'm not asking you to do this as your task. This is all about the clarity in the process. Whether it's cooking or running or any business, I focus on the process. Okay, now, if you need to arrange this, what would be your action plan? What would be your typical questions? Okay, let me tell you an easiest way. Any process becomes easy when you break it down. Do it now for the potluck. It could be fixing a date, probably to start with, and finding how many would be making out for the day along with the place of the potluck. Next, who will get what dish? Then comes quantity. You have to understand not all dishes will be equal in quantity. And as you are leading, you must convey to each individual dish preparer for how many people and exact quantity they need to bring. You have to found the total members attending, event location and date along with specific time, who should bring what along with the specific quantity. So finally you analyzed how many people are needed, what is their individual contribution. When you are clear with the above points, everything is set for the potluck. Now apply the same analysis principle to business. There is no rocket science. It's all basic understanding, analysis, and putting the things in right shape. That is what we are understanding in this module. How many teams are needed and what is their individual contribution and how each of them are connected with the overall project with their specific returns. Now let's start the show and get into the org structure workshop. But before that, I request you to be sincere to yourself and execute all the tasks. You are the best and you have to get the best learning out of this workshop. Here are some basic workshop prerequisites. A clear and open mindset to learn the things in this workshop. Your attitude should be to transform yourself and attract jobs or projects, whichever is your dream. Fix this in your mind. Don't worry about the results now. Focus on learning only as of now. Promise to yourself that you will execute all the tasks in the workshop no matter what. You must start imagining yourself in the shoe of a business transformation analyst. Reason is simple. When you read, analyze, and understand every word with a mindset that you have to address that specific challenge, you will get unimaginable inputs while learning itself from different angles. One more important point. During the workshop, try to make a list of terminology or process or words or whatever which you don't understand or have little knowledge or want to know deeper. This is a mandatory task. As shown on the screen, you can check the reference cheat sheet. You have to fill your queries in the Business Transformation Workshop Observations cheat sheet. Also, don't worry about the notes. I have provided a full playbook for future reference. For now, forget about everything and just enjoy the session. So here is what I will be covering in the workshop. You will get to know the actual importance of org structure, the topics which are getting covered in the workshop, a detailed case study of a company which failed due to weak org structure, and we can always learn from their mistakes. I want to share a very important point here. When you go through any course or workshop or training, you are actually living the whole life of that particular author. The learning, the essence, the tips, the direction, and many more beneficial aspects you get to know without actually spending that whole lot of time. It's a great way to grow exponentially. So, the easiest, fastest, and the best way to grow is to learn from mistakes and not to repeat them. The workshop has got some good ready-to-use takeaways. I have provided a detailed ready-to-use reference template for org structure analysis. There are a few tasks to execute which are mandatory for a successful workshop execution. Let's find about org structure analysis. The term organizational framework is the simplest word I could define this entire workshop. So org structure is the foundational framework which first determines how many stakeholders will be involved in a business cycle and then defines specific accountability. This framework helps in throughout the business journey. Whole business transformation workshop agenda is to create the circumstances around your profile that will automatically communicate the value you deliver to your target audience easily. If you can learn and analyze the right way of designing an appropriate org structure, you may not believe, but you will be in a position to solve the most critical challenges of any startup. And any business which is holistically designed has a greater chances of getting less deviated, which automatically increases scope on growth and sustainability. Here is the org structure curriculum. I will cover basics of how many stakeholders are needed for a successful business cycle and what will be their specific contribution. I will start with a business flow analysis, which will be followed by stakeholders listing, correlation between stakeholders, and finally designing an org structure map. This kind of knowledge will certainly help you in gaining the much needed confidence and puts you far ahead of your competition or counterpart. Okay, connected with the workshop? As you know, I am just trying to do my best in ensuring you are hooked with the workshop for your success. So now it's task time. Org structure task 1. Please define org structure in your own words. List at least 2 points which you got connected with the workshop so far. What is that you want to achieve by end of this specific workshop module? You can write whatever comes to your mind, and there is nothing right or wrong. Also, more than right or wrong, attempting to right is important. This is to analyze what is there in your mind about the module and how connected you are. It could be in a single sentence or a paragraph or anything which comes to your mind. And please understand that this is a workshop and execution is mandatory. Everything is interlinked and hence all small and big activities play a crucial role. So here is a simple and best way to execute this task. Refer to Org Structure Workshop Playbook. In the playbook, go through the points which have been covered so far in the video. Rewind the video if needed. Get clarity on all the information which you have gone through so far in the form of video and playbook. Next, open 5 Org Structure Workshop 3 Tasks Sample Answers. As shown on the screen, you can see the sample for reference task 1. Now, it's time to pause the video, finish the task 1 and come back. I am ready and I believe you have successfully finished task 1. It's very simple. And the best part is this will improve your writing skills almost instantaneously with little effort. If you don't believe, check yourself how many tasks you have done and what is the level of your improvement in expressing the things. This is what is needed because all you need is expressing yourself and communicating yourself. Words have power and words are powerful. Welcome back to the session. I assume you have finished task 1. Now let's go straight to a case study which failed due to weak org structure. This is a case study of a company from United States. Hiring a team of government chefs that would cook for a variety of uniquely crafted, continually changing menus, Munchery allowed users to order this food and have it delivered straight to their doorstep. Customers would then be able to rate the food and the chefs according to their satisfaction. This idea of gourmet meals on demand allowed the company to raise its most recent $125 million in total funding and was speculated to be valued at $300 million at its peak. After spending around $125 million US and 8 years of hard work, the company went into bankruptcy. Primarily, they were able to sustain for good time as good food company, but failed to stabilize themselves as a good delivery company as they has a very weak delivery org structure. Its original heat and serve meals had geographical constraints. As to ensure quality, food has to be delivered within a short drive of its kitchens. Further, it failed in acquiring new customers and retain the existing customers. All this happened due to their flaw in the delivery. If founding team had first created a strong org structure, it would have given them an opportunity to focus on these points and maybe they could have come up with alternatives. Now, let's understand the business model analysis. Business model analysis helps to determine whether the business processes are going to be viable and valuable or not. It's very simple if we are able to answer the basic points such as analyzing the revenue sources, value being delivered, market being served, costs involved in delivering the value, key activities involved in the process, best possible business model with few tweaks and changes. That's it. These are the points to be answered in the business model analysis. A proper business model analysis acts as a tool that helps business managers to make strategic decisions by first helping them understand what their business model is all about. It deeply assesses, measures, and communicates the critical elements in a business cycle. And here are the key parameters involved in a perfect business model analysis. The key partners, key activities, key resources, value propositions, customer relationship channels, customer segmentation, cost structure, revenue streams, etc. Task time. Please get ready for the same. Task 2 is to do the business model analysis. I have provided a template that can be used for any business model analysis. The business transformation analyst will be designing this document with the help of founder or business owner inputs or from the information gathered through research. It has factors such as key partners, key activities, value propositions, etc. Here is a simple and best way to execute this task. Refer to Org Structure Workshop Playbook. In the playbook, go through the points which have been covered so far in the video. Rewind the video if needed. Get clarity on all the information which you have gone through so far in the form of video and playbook. Then open Org Structure Workshop 3 Tasks Sample Answers. As shown on the screen, you can see the sample for reference for task 2 to do the business model analysis. Take your time and analyze all the points in this template. You have to work on at least 3 case studies to get a good knowledge on the process. You will gain a lot of insights once this task is finished. Treat this task like a project work. Trust me, even if you don't know anything about this process, this exercise will make you super comfortable with the process. Don't worry about right or wrong or whatever. Just execute the task as a learner. Now go through the business model analysis template. A sample explanation has been given. Once you get the basic understanding, try to reach out to at least 3 companies which could be a startup or an existing business. How to reach out has been explained in Setting the Base Right workshop module. So all you have to do now is to pause this video, open the sample templates and tasks, understand and fill the business model analysis template. I am ready, and I believe you tried to reach out to a few startups and successfully analyzed their business model analysis for at least 3. So how many startup founders have you tried to reach? How many of them accepted your invitation? How many of them supported to help your research? End of the day, all I need is a detailed business model analysis for at least 3 companies. If not done, I request you to first pause this video, finish the tasks and resume. This workshop would be best useful only when the tasks are finished on time without fail. Okay, welcome back. I assume you have touch-based companies and filled business model analysis for at least 3 companies. Now let's move ahead for org structure analysis. Basically, there are 3 topics to understand here in org structure analysis. First is the stakeholders listing. Second is to know about the correlation between stakeholders. And finally, to learn the org structure map. So to start with the first point, typically stakeholders are defined as possible teams without whom the organization would not exist. Based on the business model, the typical stakeholders would be operations team, marketing team, sales team, software team, customers, etc. Now, second point to know about the correlation. Here in the org structure, we are more focused on how much the revenue sharing would be there in between each stakeholder so that the overall business runs smoothly. This will be explained in detail in action part. And finally, the third part is to learn the org structure map. Once you decide the stakeholders in a business model, Placing them in a simple format is what covered in the org structure map. All right, it's time now for a final task of the module. This is absolutely a new task if you have not done any analysis before. I have anyway provided a template with explanation, but I would recommend you to try your own or maybe do some research and prepare your own format. After that, once you check the format I have shared, it might add value to your learning. And who knows, you might create a better template. Don't forget to share me if you prepare a better version. All the above tasks will definitely give some valuable inputs for your template design. Refer to Org Structure Workshop Playbook. In the playbook, go through the points which have been covered so far in the video. Rewind the video if needed. Get clarity on all the information which you have gone through so far in the form of video and playbook content. Then open Org Structure Workshop 3 tasks sample answers. As shown on the screen, you can see the sample for reference. This is a stakeholder analysis done for a green tea startup. It has categories such as the spices cost, the company, the packaging, transportation, channel partners, business transformation consultant, software platform, marketing, etc. You will gain a lot of insights when this task is finished as a mandatory project work. Don't worry about the right or wrong or whatever. Please first go through the template. It is pretty much self-explanatory. Try to understand all the fields in the template. And as a pro tip, if you are convinced with your case study, you can share the same with the actual business owner or founder and take their feedback. Please go through the sample template of org structure map. Once you get basic understanding, try to reach out to at least 3 startup companies and design org structure map for them. How to reach out through LinkedIn has been explained in Setting the Base Right module. So please pause the video now, open the sample templates, understand and design the org structure map. You can resume the video once you finish the task.